Hello, everybody. It's meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you as the 10 o'clock hour is just about to strike. We'll have an update on what is becoming a blizzard rolling out of the mountains of Colorado into the central northern plains. It will not impact us, but it will impact travel. What can you expect? Your forecast details are coming up right now. But first, my friends at Robert Gibbons Sons have been providing quality service for over a century. And not only that, we have certified technicians, excellent experience, and a guaranteed warranty for your office, building, or home. Robert Gibbons Sons is always there to lend a hand. Call today for regular maintenance or questions about any of your units. If you give them a call, please let them know that Hutch sent you. And now let's take a look at what's going on across the region. Here is the very latest from a storm in Colorado. Between Colorado and Colorado Springs, this system conjuring up heavy bands of snow. And there's a little mountain range down here called the Palmer Divide. The Palmer Divide separates the Denver area from Colorado Springs, and along that near the Castle Rock area, we have winter storm conditions and what looks like a snow squall going on at this particular time. So as we take you in, here's a look at the National Weather Service's snow squall warning for the next 30 minutes for travelers along that I-25 corridor between the Denver area and the Colorado Springs area and all other areas in between. Wind gusts over 45 miles per hour, driving snow and causing ridiculous visibilities in that area. This storm system is going to be working its way out of the Rocky Mountains tonight. You can still see the impacts of the snow that fell today across northern South Dakota, southeast Montana, and northeast South Dakota, where we still have winter storm warnings in the mountains south of Billings. So that winter storm warning does continue there, and the snowfall amounts we'll check on here momentarily. If you have a question about any weather at all here or elsewhere across the nation, let me know. I'd be happy to go ahead and address that here in this version of Hutch's Weather. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at what we do have coming our way. And to study that, we're going to look at this storm system on a bigger note. Now, let's go ahead and zoom out, and I will turn off some of the warnings. But first, this area of pink from the high country of Colorado all the way through Nebraska and Kansas, the eastern reaches of Nebraska in particular. And look at this, Iowa, western Iowa, straight up into southeast Minnesota. That is a blizzard warning that is in effect for tonight and into the day tomorrow. Winter storm warnings take over at the Wisconsin border for the northern half of the state there, as a narrow band of very heavy snow and ridiculous winds is on the way. Turning off these warnings for you right now, you'll get a chance to get a feel for what's going on the latest radar. And as we look up in the high country of Colorado, heavy snow, as we showed you, between the Denver area and the Colorado Springs area. Rain down near Pueblo and in southwestern areas near La Junta. Now, as you go out toward North Platte, it's rain, but go to the west. Look at this, between Alliance and Valentine here. We've got a band of heavier snow working its way out of the Black Hills. So that's what's going on right now. And our road conditions down there in South Dakota, we can go ahead and take a peek for. If you are traveling down in the western part of the state, this is what you're going to see. There's some impacts in and around the Rapid City area as you go into those Black Hills from today's snow event. Now, here's a look at the Sturgis area as we look at the cameras there. A lot of foggy conditions setting up with the dropping temperatures and the recent moisture. You go out towards Hill City out there, and we still have flying flakes showing up here. Yes, that's not a lot of mitochondria drifting across your screen, and you do not need to adjust the glasses. That's flakes flying. Look at these big old flakes here on US 385 near Crazy Horse as you take a look out there in the western reaches of South Dakota. Now, it is impacting the Spearfish area and the I-90 corridor as well. As you take a look, we do have some what looks like rain and or snow mix going on there. So some slippery conditions out in portions of South Dakota for tonight. Now, let's take a look at the snowfall reports. Did you have any today down along the North Dakota, South Dakota border? We did get some snow showers there, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the reports that did come in. Here we go. National Weather Service reports showing heavy snow in the last 24 hours in the mountains south of Billings here. So as you go out down into these big Horn Mountains down here, 15 to 18 inches of snow, 20 to 22 inches of snow. How about Burgess Junction at 24 inches of fluffy goodness there? So some serious travel troubles, say, between the Billings area and the plains of northeast Wyoming. Cluse, Wyoming, 2 miles to the north, 9 inches of snow. Now, if you are traveling on I-90 and you're heading through the Gillette area, there's 3 inches that has been reported in that general vicinity, and expect that trend to continue. There were 1 and 2 inch reports in northeast South Dakota, so you get out of the Black Hills area, and most of that region looking pretty fine and fair indeed. Now, in the mountains here near West Yellowstone, 24 inches reported there at Red Lodge. It's where Hutch learned how to ski. Stay away from the tree, they said, and that's what you want to do. Now, we did get some snow in the high country out here in the Sierra Nevada, 21 inches reported here, and that is a look at Kirkwood Meadows, just 1 mile to the south of that area. And you get up here near Lake Tahoe in the pass up here, and we're talking about 22 inches near Kingvale. So some heavy snow from this system, a lot of moisture slamming Utah in and around the Salt Lake City area as well, with 5 to 10 inches of snow the way it looks, and things are just falling in the metro area, the Denver area, picking up anywhere from 1 to 4 inches out there at Black Forest. Again, that's in that area between the Denver area and the Colorado Springs area. Black Forest, 4 inches reported there, 1 inch so far reported just moments ago in the Peterson Air Force Base. I've worked out there, as a matter of fact, as well. So got to tell you what, the snow is going to make its way through our neck of the woods. The Arrowhead of Minnesota picked up some significant snow in around Lake Capitogama out there with 7 to 10 inches of snow yesterday. And this is a report of a snow total that ended about 6 p.m. on Monday of 7 inches in these areas. So some serious snowfall out in the North Country in Minnesota has taken place in the last 24 hours. Now, let's take a look at a couple of your questions as we review the forecast for tomorrow. Are you driving? Let me know. What's the route you're taking? Let me know if there's something you want to see. Thanks, Nathan, for watching. Appreciate you as always. Sheila, thanks for watching from Wheaton. You'll be closer to the event, but I even think our southeast North Dakota counties and northeast South Dakota is going to miss the brunt of this storm. Ruth, thank you for joining. Now let's talk about the track of this storm system here with the very latest model run data that I can get to you as we head to bed tonight. Okay, so what we're going to look at first is going to be a close-up view of a high-resolution model showing the evolution of this system as it works its way out of the Rockies and into parts of southern South Dakota. So watch down here by Hutch's elbow, and you're going to see things blossom as we go into the overnight hours. Now, setting this into motion, let me grab the most recent model that goes out through your day tomorrow. Here's what we have going on. Quiet conditions in North Dakota, the northern half clear. Fresh snow means cold. We'll have some mixed precipitation that will exit the Sisseton Hills through Brookings, Watertown, and on into that Sioux City, Sioux Falls area. Was in Omaha yesterday, and it was 90 degrees, says Dustin. That's the fool's spring weather taste before the big storm. Jen Poles, thank you for watching from Wolverton. Glad we're not traveling to Mesa as planned. You're welcome. There are some folks I've been hearing from on the road. I've been guiding them along with the information going through the Denver area, so that's been keeping Hutch busy tonight. Setting this into motion as we go towards daybreak. You subtract 5 hours from this. This is 5 a.m. So if you're traveling down into the Sioux Falls area, Sioux City, south of Sioux Falls will be the main impacts. That's where the blizzard warning is in effect. But that I-90 corridor through southern Minnesota and the I-29 corridor, say south of Sioux Falls, will be hit with very gusty straight line winds, not thunderstorm winds. We'll have some areas of icing, but the best chance of that will be in northern parts of Iowa as we go through the day. Now, it does look like the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, are going to skirt by this system too. Bismarck, look at this. You're free and clear, Brenda, from this particular storm system. High pressure, keeping things high and dry. High pressure causing a north wind out of dry Canada. That's going to cut off any moisture supply to the north. And this system is going to be reliant solely upon the moisture it is sucking up from the Gulf Coast states as we head into the nighttime hours. So here is a look at that. I am going to shift a view of this regional map here for us so we can take a closer look at what's going to hit the central plains. So we'll be at the top part of this, but look at what's happening here. This is Sioux City, Iowa. This is Omaha, Nebraska, and here is your low pressure center as it rocks its way through. Let's get to the 5 a.m. time frame. Boom, ice and heavy snow and very heavy winds, over 50 miles per hour in some open country out here. The ice moves into western parts of the state of Iowa. So if you're out there near Atlantic or heading in towards Cedar Rapids outside of Omaha, we could have a mix that's going to change over to snow. In the north northwest quadrant of Iowa. That's where the heaviest snow bands will be. Very ripping winds through Kansas. The snowfall and accumulation, they're not as heavy the way it looks, but the conditions will be terrible nonetheless. Showers and thunderstorms forming in the basically the Missouri and the Mississippi River valleys tomorrow could be strong to severe. More on that momentarily. The gusty winds and the heavy snow move into southern Minnesota, you see here, and northernmost Iowa. And what that means is we'll have the heaviest accumulation south of the Twin Cities before this system starts drying up a little bit as we go into the evening drive time. The I-29 corridor starts clearing up in the evening, but it'll be after the fact that we have some serious snow out there. Clarine, thanks for watching. Hi, Laurel, thanks for watching. What about Detroit Lakes? You're going to be well north of this system. We have very little to worry about in our neck of the woods. Let's go right to the forecast of snow. This is the most recent model coming out. You won't see anything any newer tonight. So here is a look at this particular forecast model's potential snow. This isn't a dialed in forecast. Likely it's overblowing the aerial coverage just a little bit of this heavier band. Again, 3 to 8 inches, isolated places picking up more than that. If you just keep that in remember that, that'll keep you out of trouble there going through the state of Nebraska, northern parts of Iowa, into southern Minnesota. I'll go back now and take a look at the southern Minnesota map so those of you watching from there and Wisconsin can really see the impacts. Here's southeast Minnesota and the Twin Cities right over here. And here is Wisconsin as we put this into motion. 48 hours later, boom. You can notice the only area cut and covered by this storm is going to be in the south east part of the state. So we're talking Red Wing down here south of Rochester and in towards north central Iowa. Central Wisconsin seeing a narrow band of 3 to 8 inches with isolated places picking up even more. The UP of Michigan looks to be on for some significant snow as well. Now let's focus on our forecast. That should get you, the travelers, the information you need. Brad Jensmer, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Thank you so much for watching from Besida, and it's a pleasure to have you on board. Now, let's take a look at your forecast for tonight. Again, a snapshot of this storm system moving through the Central Plains at 11 a.m. shows the heavy snow in that Omaha zone. Keep that in mind. Sioux City, Iowa, right on the fringe of this storm system. Des Moines stays out of the majority of it, but there could be some mixed precipitation and thunderstorms that could be strong to severe starting in eastern Iowa as you go through your day. So keep that in mind if you're traveling down to the south. Here's a look at the snowfall potential from the larger view, and you can see Sioux City on into north central parts of Iowa, south central parts of Minnesota, Rochester, and points out towards Red Wing will have that best chance at the 3 to 8 inch plus category on good old Hutch's forecast there. For our area, soak up the quiet. I like quiet. 26 quiet degrees. Much colder up near the international border where we'll have some single digits and teens. Rita, good to have you on board from the good old Bemidji, because you'll start your day at 22 degrees, 16 in Hallock, 17 for you in Minot, and we're talking 26 in Glendive, Montana out there. Taking a look, as usual, at your forecast for the day tomorrow, temperatures will rise and shine. 40 degrees in Fargo. We'll have a few 40-degree readings here by the south. That snow shower and increased cloudiness will keep things a little cooler. Down to the south in Watertown and Brookings, we'll be only in the low to mid-30s there. And the accumulating snow will be south of Brookings, and likely even south of Sioux Falls. So by the time you get to Sioux Falls, you'll be starting to see the impacts. Val, thank you so very, very much for your support of stars here on Hutch's Weather. Colder weather up in the Arrowhead as recent snows from yesterday's event and even early today causing problems. North winds keeping our northern neighbors cool and in the 30s for the most part. 7-day planner as we plan ahead. I got a surprise for you here as coming up in just 1 second. Had a little bit of fun tonight. Windy tomorrow for us, breezy. It'll be a northeasterly wind, and then once that low moves in, it'll turn more northerly late. The event, though, will be in far southernmost Minnesota in our area and far southernmost South Dakota. 40 Fargo, 49 Thursday, as we really rise and shine with those temperatures screaming in there as we welcome in the vernal equinox, the time when we have about 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of darkness across the entire globe. Wentworth, South Dakota. You're wondering about that? Let me go ahead and take a peek at what we got there, too. I do want to try to cover my questions, but first I got to finish this 7-day planner. So allow me just a little bit of time to finish up this. Now, we do have a weather wiggle wobbling through on Friday. Now, the best chance of this strong cold front's impacts will be wind. It doesn't look to bring a lot of snow, but there could be a light little dash, a quick dash of precipitous precipitation. And the mode of that precipitation, solid, liquid, or some other unknown mixed form, is dependent upon the timing it moves through your area. In Fargo, we get up to a nice balmy high of around 38 degrees before the gusty cold front makes its way through, meaning a mix at best. But up north, it could be flaky briefly and not significant the way it looks now. So still some windy weather as we move from Saturday into Sunday with yet another system working its way through. Mostly cloudy skies with a shower, but look at Fargo's temperatures. Yeehaw! We're talking mid-40s out there as we're gonna challenge 50 degrees again. A lot of roller coaster weather, but nothing too high and nothing too low as we stay in those 40s for Monday and Tuesday, the 24th and the 25th. 38 your average high, 20 your average low for this time of the year. And look at these record lows. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Record lows not in the 30s and 40s below means it's a good bet that we won't get that cold here. All right, that's a look at that. Now, I do have something special for you. I am calling weather kids to help Hutch do the weather as a Hutch's Weather Kid. And I want you to pay attention to this fine video put together by myself and a lot of my fine friends that have all been Hutch's Weather Kids this year. Tell me what you think in the comments below.
Being a Hutch's Weather Kid is fun. Look at all the sunshine. You get to learn about the weather.
To sign up, head on over in person to Luther Family Ford near I-29 and the 32nd Street exit, or head over to hutchesweather.com/weatherkid.
The best part about being Hutch's Weather Kid to tell people about the weather.
And you can get free stuff. You really should sign up today.
All right, thanks to all my past weather kids. It's been a lot of fun this year, and thanks to my fine sponsors at Luther Family Ford for giving us the room to set up the big green screen and have magic and fun. Hutch's Weather Kids, sign up today. You can sign up on my website. I'm going to show you real quickly where you can go to see that, to sign up. Number one, at the top bar up here, you'll see a link right here that says Hutch's Weather Kid. You can click there, and when you do that, or if you scroll down toward the bottom of the page, you'll see the big Hutch's Weather Kid banner, proudly sponsored by Luther Family Ford. If you click there, you're going to see something right over Hutch's melon up here at the top of the page, and that is the sign up button, the blue one right here. Hit that sign up button, fill out the details, and a way to call if your name is chosen to help Hutch figure out the weather. You can check out some of my most recent weather kids and look forward to another one this week. I can't wait to share with you and introduce you to another area student. Okay, so for tomorrow's weather, know this also on hutchesweather.com. You can get the very latest road conditions right on the home page at the very top. Menu item number 2 says road conditions. Click on it for any road conditions anywhere this storm is impacting in our region. North and South Dakota, not so much until you get to southern South Dakota, but Minnesota, Iowa, Colorado, also out into parts of Nebraska, likely we'll see some of the impacts of this very potent winter weather event. For now, our road conditions in North Dakota will be fine, and I anticipate that they will be that way through the day tomorrow. Thank you so very much for being a part of Hutch's Weather. Let me double check and make sure we have no other questions before I sign off and go finish working up some dinner here for good old Hutch. All right, that looks like I've covered most of it. It looks like the questions here are all caught up as well. Let me see. I want to be a kid again, says Brenda. All right, just had to resubscribe, but happy I did. Go to for weather. Hey, thanks so very much, Val. I'm really glad to have you on board here. Wentworth, South Dakota. Let's answer that question. Sorry that I missed that, but as you go back down into southeastern Minnesota, that's still in the Twin Cities area. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this map and help zoom in for us and show you the impacts expected there. So bear with me while I real time pull up the data you're asking for, and we'll get this question answered right here on Hutch's Weather, where you're a part and actually help develop Hutch's weather and my platforms. Okay, so what you're looking at here is the latest radar. There's some showers of rain showing up moving through Brookings right now. All snow in western parts of Nebraska now near Alliance, and that's heading through. And the big time winter weather event is getting going now as this low pressure system is really deepening. And we do have snow squall warnings down there in parts of Colorado, between Colorado Springs and Pueblo now. It looks like it's moving south. All right, so if we zoom into the Twin Cities area here, what I'm going to pull up now is something that's the forecast model, and we're going to specify, that's fun to say, a quick look at the snowfall forecast. So let me go back down here. Let me pick out a model, and let's go out to a model. And it's going to say future radar up here, but that's okay. We're going to look at the future snowfall. So let me let this load up, and I'll pop up the data that you're asking here for. And this will be snowfall by the end of the 48-hour period. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go here. Yeah, let's go here. Okay. So by 3 p.m. on Thursday. So all the snow should be out by then. Now let's go ahead and flip this over to a look at snowfall potential. Snow accumulation. Here we go. Shazam. Okay, give it a minute. We'll take a look and see what this model's saying. So as you get in, you can clearly see there's a sharp cutoff in the Twin Cities. That means mostly nothing. That's right. I don't think it would be out of the question for the southern portions of the metro area like Lakeville, maybe into Red Wing, to see some light snow and flurries. But as you get into Rochester, that's where things are a little heavier. So let's take a look at what these numbers mean. Some of these digits here, this is just a forecast model, but again, in that 3 to 8 inch window that Hutch has been talking about, St. Charles, Stewartville, Rochester could be standing to be in that 3 to 8. Rochester, just because this model's saying 4 does not mean you won't get 8. It does look like it's been trending southward, though, towards Spring Valley. So if you're heading down there to the beautiful caves, not a good time to go cave dwelling for that down near Harmony. Out in Adams, 6.7 inches of snow. Now, if you're heading up towards the Interstate 35 corridor, you're going to hit the snow about Albert Lee and really get into that heavier band as you cross into that Iowa border near Northwood. Mason City will be in that band of that 3 to 8 inch category. Now, as you drive south towards the Des Moines area, it's going to be on the other edge of the storm. So this is going to knife between Des Moines and Minneapolis and slice through there the way it looks right now. Look at Omaha. You're sitting on the fence there with some serious snow trouble there. Look at West Point, Anawa, Sloan, and Tikama out there. And we're talking about 6 to 10 inches of snow in this area here with even higher amounts and wind gusts that will be unfun indeed. Let's see if I can plot some wind for you here. Wind gust potential at this same time looks like this. So this is for, let me make sure I've loaded up the right time here. This is after the storm is gone. So let me get it when it's peaking in this particular area. About 24 hours from now, 18 hours from now. Let's go to about 3 p.m. and see what the winds are in these areas. Look at this ridiculous wind speed stuff. If you're in Nebraska City, if you're in Omaha, if you're in Marysville, these areas have the chance at seeing wind gusts over 60 miles per hour, according to this particular model. That's ripping winds out there. So that's why the blizzard warning is in effect for parts of Kansas, eastern half of Nebraska, Grand Island, all the way up through Sioux City and into parts of southern Minnesota. Where will these winds go as we get a little bit later in the day? By tomorrow night, by the time we get to about the same time we are right now, these ripping winds will be rocking up towards Green Bay, and with the no tree zone there on the big lake, it looks like the winds gusting there will be over 50 miles per hour. Green Bay, 40 plus mile per hour winds. Southern parts of Wisconsin down here near the border, say near well, let's just go in just a little bit. Rockford, Illinois, 40, 50 mile per hour gusts possible. In good old Ottumwa, Radar O'Reilly says 52 mile per hour gusts will be possible there. That's a look at the storm. I hope that answers your questions. You are all the very best for taking the time to click on the old button that says follow Hutch's weather. So thanks for doing that. Continue doing it. Hi from Hudson, Wisconsin. Gary, good to have you on board. When are we going to warm up, Drew? Oh, hamburgers, says Davis. Yep. Oh, hamburgers. And I appreciate it, Brenda. Thanks so much. Ready for winter to be over. Can't complain about how it's been. I agree. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Jen. And thanks to all of you. For now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hope you have a wonderful evening. I'll sign off. I'll have an update for you in the morning. And again, if you're traveling south or southeast, be aware blizzard warnings are in effect for many of these